Hello, welcome to the Self-Help Empowerment Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Lance William Green. I am the CEO of LWG Corporations. You can always reach me at lwg.corporations@gmail.com. I'm also a published author. I have many books. They're all available at lulu.com/bookstore/Lance William Green. Of course, they're available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and I think around 4,000 to 40,000 different other online retailers. So, welcome. Today on the Self-Help Empowerment Lifestyle Podcast, it's been a little bit of a rough couple of weeks here for me. I've been trying to do a few things, and I've been pretty busy. I've been going outside a lot, and I've been trying to do a bunch of different paperwork and things like that I need to do. And I did a little bit of writing, and I was hanging out with some of my friends and things. But mostly, I had a little bit of an issue where I had to fix something so I could continue with the podcast. But now the problem is taken care of, so things are back up and running. So that's maybe why I hadn't been able to post the podcast in the last week or two. But I'm going to try to keep going more with it. I don't know. I'm going to go out today, and I'm going to go running. Mostly jogging. Actually, a few people have seen me out there jogging, and I guess now they want to jog with me too. So, they're slowly starting out and jogging with me. Not everybody can do a 5-mile jog right away. So hopefully some of my friends they've been jogging, and now I think today I'm gonna see if they can do the whole 5 miles with me. So we're gonna do a 5-mile run, and then I might go and play some pickleball with a couple of my buddies, and we'll see. I may run into a couple of my other friends. I hadn't really been making any of the techno trance music. I need to do that. I did make some, so that is on one of my episodes a couple of shows back. So if you want to hear that, it's just a short, 5-minute thing I did. But I am going to do more of that. I did write out some songs. I'm going to sing one of them and see how that turns out. And maybe I'll be putting that on here because, I live a self-help empowerment lifestyle. And, living a successful lifestyle is doing what you say. I have a saying I made, or a tool I've made that's in one of my books, Self-Help Empowerment Lifestyle, actually, and it's called Say Do. You have to do what you say, and so that's why I came up with the tool Say Do. So I have that in my mind, you say it, you do it. So you have to follow through. So you need to think about what you're saying. So when you say it, you need to do it. And it kind of reinforces things too, because when you say it and then you have to do it, then when you don't do it, you realize, oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't say that. So it makes you watch what you say too, because then you hold yourself accountable and you make yourself do what you say. But when you do that, a lot of positive things happen. You're not in denial with yourself. There's a lot of the other things that have to do with overcoming drug, alcohol addictions, all self-inflicted type addictions and problems, is following through on what you say. So if you say something, you do it, and you follow through, you can make a lot of things happen. So including ending all your self-inflicted drug, alcohol, anger management, on and on, many, many, many problems. And then you can become successful in business. So, I feel like positivity attracts positivity. Well, I know positivity attracts positivity. And I don't know, I see sometimes with the jogging and my book writing and, just how I act and how I talk to people, it attracts more and more positive type people. A lot of people want to join in because they see what I'm doing. I've had several people asking me about, book writing and how I publish my books, and I am getting some more people that want to be on the podcast. So we'll see. I do have a couple other friends. They talk about a lot of really interesting things. There's a lot of strange type of like spiritual things, and that have to do with kind of like the Bibles and Qurans and other different religious type of material things that go way, way back into the past. Well, not very far, but pretty far into the past. And they have a lot to do with the names of places and things, like in different countries and in America, towns and streets and all kinds of things are sometimes based on wording or places or things in these books from the past. And there's a lot of different weird history things that relate to these. Sometimes they tie into together. And so I think about that. A lot of my friends believe in fallen angels. They believe in God. They believe in the devil. They believe in aliens. They believe in flat Earth. There's a lot of different things. Yesterday or a few days ago, a friend of mine, a pretty smart guy, he was talking to me about the moon. And he was looking at the moon, and he's like, isn't all your senses, everything about you, the way you look, natural? Doesn't your mind tell you that the moon is round up there in the sky, even if you're only seeing half of it? Because sometimes, people say stuff about flat Earth and round Earth and all that. And see, my answer is, I don't really know. I've never been to outer space. I've only seen pictures of outer space. I've only seen pictures of the Earth. I know people say, oh, well, why would they lie? Well, why wouldn't they? So there's many different things. This is just one of the things. I don't want to get too much off subject here, but, so I'm always constantly thinking of things like that and thinking of what other people are thinking. So there's a lot of that. A lot of my friends are in that, so they want to talk about, like, the things underneath the pyramids, or they want to talk about Egypt and things like that. So I'm really into herbal medicines and things like that, natural stuff. So I've checked that out a lot. I'm always out picking dandelion and eating cloves and garlic and lots of other things. There's a lot of other things that I want to go hunt around for. I even seen some things where these stevia plants and some other weird plants. There's a lot of medicine type plants that we don't take advantage of, or are told are dangerous, or are weeds, or no good. So I like to investigate into that, and I like to try new stuff, because you never know if you like it, especially new foods and things. And I like to check out people from other countries and how they're eating and living, and I like all the travel. So anyway, I'm gonna go out, and I'm going to go and jog, and then I think I may have to come back and do some little bit of paperwork and things, and send some things off in the mail. But I think I might run into a couple of people that will want me to record some music today. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it might. I did put a bunch of Playing from Bhakti on my last podcast. It was pretty dang good. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully, maybe I'll run into my other friend TC, because I did say something to him about a song I wrote, and he's like, let me see it, and I'll put music to it, and we'll sing it. So that's one of the things I want to do, because I need to do that. Obviously, I keep talking about it, and I need to be about it. So I've got to follow my own philosophy or whatever. Also, I've been studying a lot. I've been doing a lot of online college course things, and I do read other books, even though I do read my own books over again, so that I have them fresh in my memory when people ask me about things, and I give them the right things that I put in my books. I do a lot of online college courses. I do a lot of psychology kind of courses, but I do a variety of science and math and history and, criminal law and civil law kind of things all the time. So I'm always doing that. And you know what? Also, I've been looking at my fish. I have all kinds of different little fish. So I've been reading about fish and how I can make my fish more happy, because I like happy fish. I want them swimming around happy. So I was just figuring out what would make a fish happy too. Like what kind of food or things that they would like. So I was working on that. Anyway, all right. So this day started. This is kind of already being a longer podcast. I'm gonna go out and we'll see what happens. We'll see who I run into. It's gonna be a nice, sunny, beautiful day. So I'm gonna go for a nice 5-mile run here, and then I'll come back. I'll talk to you a little more. Let's see what happens. All right. So I went for my 5-mile jog. It took me about, I don't know, it was like 45 minutes, 46 minutes. I had a friend that went with me, and I don't know, he did, I don't know what it was. It was something like 13 laps out of the 20 I did. I ran around this track, so I did that. And then I was thinking, this morning I ate 3 cherry tomatoes, 4 dandelion roots, and an apple. And then I ate a top ramen. How crazy is that? And then I went out and jogged. So that was pretty cool. You know what? I already did my little shower and everything else, washed up, brushed my teeth. Did a couple things I needed to do. And then, I was just thinking I would do this podcast. It's starting to get pretty hot outside. I'm gonna go out again, and I'm gonna go walk around the college like a little bit, and I'm gonna see who I've run into. And, usually there's some people playing guitar and other things out there. So I'm gonna do that. And I might even go over there and play pickleball a little bit. And I was just thinking, I've been looking at the channel. I'm trying to get more subscribers and things, and I'm trying to sell my books. A lot of my podcasts are about, my books. I haven't really been doing as many shorts as long as these longer ones. I kind of like to do the long ones, but I guess the YouTube doesn't feed them out like they do the shorts. So I'm working on that, and I don't know. I'm working on a few other things. I had a little bit of a problem there, so I wasn't able to post for a little while. Maybe that's what had happened, but it looks like a lot of my things aren't getting the views that I thought. So I'm gonna have to do that. I know some people may be listening to longer ones, but they're not looking at the shorts. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure that out. There's a few other things I'm trying to do. I got a few papers I need to write out and things, and get that out, and then I need to go find a couple people. I'm gonna try to do a couple other things, but so I'm gonna go out, and I'm gonna see if I can get some music recorded, and then I'll put that on here. All right, and maybe I'll talk to you a little more and see how the day goes. Still early for me. I already went out. I went out at 8 o'clock, and I did my jogging, and right now it's only 9:30, so I'm gonna have plenty of time. So we'll see what happens. I just want to keep doing my podcast things. I guess I haven't really been doing that many interesting things lately. I'm just trying to keep up with the posting here, and we'll see what else I got to talk about later. All right. Well, I went out and looked around. One of the things is I did see some of my friends, and they were out there playing music. But the problem is there was somebody else playing music, and then there was some other little DJ booth going on where they were playing music. So I wasn't able to get a good recording, so I didn't really think that I would put that on here because it didn't sound very good. It was like a mix of all kinds of different music playing in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out in the next few days, and I'll sit with my friends and I'll record some other music. But I'm going to wrap this podcast up, and I'll start another one. I got a few things I need to do, but remember, you can always contact me at lwg.corporations@gmail.com, and all of my books are available at lulu.com/bookstores/Lance William Green. Please like and subscribe and check the channel often. I'm going to be trying to post as many as I can this week. Thank you.